Do you know who the terrorists are? Do you know who the murderous, evil people are who would kill you tomorrow, given half the opportunity? They'd have no truck with your leftism, no truck with your, stupid little protests, and yet you're there backing a theocratic, tyrannical regime that oppresses women.
Basically, we're willing to back any theocratic regime over a Western ideology, and that's something that's always been completely insane to me.
I'm absolutely done with these Palestine protests now. I think they should be banned.
I find it as weird as the old lefties who still love Russia, even with Putin in charge of it, even with oligarchs in charge of Russia.
But do you think those protests should be banned?
It's a similar sort of weirdness to the ideology that I don't understand.
Do you think they should be banned? Because I'm all for freedom to protest and freedom of speech, but I'm fed up with foreign protests.
Well, we don't technically have freedom of speech here. That's an American. That's an American invention.
But do you think they should be banned?
I certainly think that they shouldn't be allowed to have as many people in one go. I don't think that they should be allowed to purposefully pick routes that go past synagogues, which they have done in the past. I don't think they should be allowed anywhere near the American embassy, but I'm biased on that front. It's because I live near the American embassy and it's very irritating.
I think that we know that there's a whole lot of dodgy foreign funding going into these protesters. There's some pretty nasty organisations who are in
but that's not new. The Russians used to wander around the old CND protests and start funding the CND in the buckets that they had.
But we know that a lot of there are elements of those protests connected to terrorist organisations. I'm fairly certain that in the sort of social media organisation of these protests, they are recruiting. Basically, they're getting data and recruiting people who could prove to be a threat to this country from an issue of national security. I'm like, get it banned.
Perhaps it's useful to the security services to have them all in one place twice a month.
Perhaps it is, and to know who they are. Well, there you go. What are your thoughts on any of those topics? What do you think is going to go on in the Middle East? Do you think the pro-Pali marches should be banned by now, and the National Grooming Gangs Inquiry, rape gangs,